Hello once again, this is Orion Syndicate 910, and I received a few PMs not related to people being stalked themselves, but they were asking me why I'm so concerned about stalking on YouTube. Well, there are a lot of different reasons for that, but my primary reason, and one reason I feel the need to point this out now, is some people have asked me if I'm some kind of internet cop or some kind of wannabe vigilante. Lost a subscriber out of it too. Why I'm so concerned about stalking? Well, some years ago, and this is before the internet, okay, so you know it's happened at least 10-15 years ago. My sister, my older sister, was being stalked. She didn't know who it was, and she was actually living in fear for a while. This was after she moved out of the house, and she was already married. She already had 2 children with her husband, and she was being stalked by someone. She couldn't figure out who it was, and she was afraid to leave the house to go to work. She was afraid to pick up the phone. She'd receive phone calls at all hours of the day and night. When the phone would ring and her husband, my brother-in-law, would answer and say, "Hey, it's for you," and she would always feel this clench of fear in her heart. You know, who it was. Was it someone she knew? Was it a friend? And she would ask, "Who is it?" And if it wasn't someone that she knew, like a friend or a relative, then she wouldn't take the phone call. If someone said it was like a bank or a store or something like that, people calling, allegedly calling from a store that she had been shopping at the day before, and it turned out to be her stalker. Apparently he was watching her and following her. And this went on for quite a long time. I don't really remember how long it went on. And seeing how being stalked affected her just filled me with such rage. If someone had physically attacked her in the street and I was there to see it, if I was there to react to it, there was something I could do, there was someone I could reach out and grab a hold of. The stalker would send her things in the mail, would make phone calls middle of the night, waking her up, her husband, her children, and seeing what this caused to happen in her life was an impression that never left me. She was even afraid to come visit us, because I was still living with my mother at the time. I moved out of my mom's house when I was like 20. She was afraid to come visit us the whole time this was going on. Holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, even my mother's birthday. She did not want us to be targeted by the stalker because of the threats he made. She didn't want the stalker to follow her to our house, or perhaps to, we would go to her house and then the stalker would follow us as we went back home. Because it's quite a long drive between where she lives and where we lived at the time. So, in whatever web community I've been a member of, whether it was Yahoo, I was in the groups there for a while, in the Yahoo chat. I was in MySpace until that got very boring. And then I get into YouTube, and it's happening here too. And I've always promised myself that if there was anything I could do about stalking, that I would do it. Uh, I actually have two sisters, and my oldest sister was being stalked, but she knew who that one was. That was her former boyfriend, and he was doing a lot of the same things my other sister was going through. But she knew who the person was. She knew what he looked like. And still yet, she fled from him. She got as far away from where we were, because she felt that, well, if she stayed as far away as possible, then if anything happened to her, then we wouldn't be hurt. We always felt that that was a rather strange feeling, because we weren't afraid of him. We had, for one thing, a number of guns in the house, as well as large dogs in our yard, so we weren't really afraid of him coming to our house. But anyway, my other sister went through this stalking for oh God, I don't even remember how long it was, but it was a long time. And she lost weight, and she was basically a nervous wreck, because she almost lost her job because of it, because she could barely work. She could barely do her own job. It just got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse. And we finally found out who the stalker was. Because the stalker made a mistake, and it led to our finding out who this person was. And he went to prison for what he'd done. And when he finally got out, he left. He left the state, because we knew, and we made sure that his neighbors knew, and we made sure that his co-workers knew about it after he got out of prison. It was sort of like stalking him in reverse. You're living next door to someone who went to prison for stalking a woman for, a year and a half, something like that. Perhaps that was wrong of us in terms of vigilantism, but we do have a tendency in our family to see justice in terms of black and white. What you do to someone else that's bad, then that same thing happens back to you. Eye for an eye is an old adage that has gotten a lot of circulation in our family. So as far as any more questions coming from people asking me, hey, Orion Syndicate, why are you so all out about stalking? You've already published 2 videos about it. And I lost a subscriber that I had for a while, even before I was making videos. And that's okay. I'll lose a subscriber, that's fine. I hope to have more in the future. But I just wanted to clarify something. I don't see myself as John Wayne on the internet. I don't see myself as an internet cop. I don't see myself as being some high authority to protect the innocent damsels. I don't see myself as being the White Knight protector of the Peach and Jack Luck 4 and Secret Freak 13 or any of the other women who have been stalked on YouTube. I'm just someone who has seen firsthand of the effect stalking has on its target, on its intended victim. And if I can do anything to prevent that from happening to someone else, I will. And if you don't like it, if you've got a problem with it, well, I'm sorry, but I'm taking precautions to make sure that it's not abused. I'm letting both sides have their say, and I don't know what else I can do to make people happy. If you don't like it, then don't PM me about any kind of stalking activity on YouTube. Don't visit the blog, and don't pay any attention to what I have to say on the topic. Alright? Anyway, that's it for now. This is Orion Syndicate 910. Thanks for watching.